Boys, we have made it UFC 307, the third UFC headlining performance for Alex Pereira this year. This guy's been stupid active. Pereira versus Rountree. I have every single fighter on the card. We're going to go do some rare predictions on this channel. I'm going to tell you guys who I think is going to win and why, starting with the early prelims, ending with everyone's favorite light heavyweight, Alex Pereira. And I'm not going to lie, there's a few sleepers on this card, but the rest of them, I think we're going to see a bunch of knockouts in this card. I don't know why, but I feel like we're going to see a bunch of knockouts. Maybe a few upsets here and there, but let's start off with the welterweight division. Court McGee taking on Tim Means, the battle of the Unks. We got Court McGee 22-13. He has 5 KO wins, 5 submission wins, and 11 decision wins. He has lost by KO 3 times. He's never been submitted, and he lost 10 times by decision. Currently on a 3-fight losing streak. And he hasn't looked all that impressive in the last few years now. Yes, he did win the Ultimate Fighter freaking years and years, and like a millennia ago, it feels like. Again, battle of the Unks here. And yeah, hasn't been looking that impressive as of recently. He's not the greatest, on the feet. He's okay on the ground. I'll give that to him. But Tim Means, on the other hand, 33-16. This guy has a very deceiving record, to be honest. But he has a height and reach advantage. He has 20 KO wins, 5 submission wins, and 8 decision wins. He has lost by KO 3 times, submission 7 times, and decision 6 times. He's 1-4 in his last 5. You guys have to pay attention because it seems like we have a lot of fighters who are, 1-4, 1-2 in their last 3. We have a lot of losing records on this card, but in the last 3 of those 4 fights for Tim Means, it's been by finish. He has okay takedown defense, which is going to come in handy for this fight. And both of these guys aren't that powerful, but Tim Means definitely the more powerful guy on the feet. He has the better striking, better footwork. The fight's going to come down to if Tim Means can keep it on the feet and can Court McGee get it to the ground. I don't think Court McGee, if he can get Tim Means to the ground, I don't think he's going to be able to hold him there for that long. I think Tim Means can make his way back up to his feet. And as time goes on, both of these guys are going to be tired. Court McGee doesn't have the greatest chin, doesn't have the greatest striking defense. Not against Tim Means. This boy has 20 KOs for a reason. I'm seeing not like a flat line. I'm seeing more of like an exhausted Court McGee TKO. Not like a flat line or anything, but give me Tim Means early 3rd round TKO win. Let's go down. Women's strawweight division. Carla Esparza taking on Tecia Pennington. I don't know if this is the official bout order, but this is how I have it. Carla Esparza 20-7. She has that reach advantage. And she has 4 KO wins, 4 submission wins, and 11 decision wins. She has lost by KO twice, submission twice, and decision twice. And we haven't seen Carla in a hot minute. The last time she did fight was when she lost the belt to Wei Li back 2 years ago. So it's been 2 years since she last fought. And that's because she did have a kid in the meantime. So that's why it's been so long. But she has already fought and beat Tecia Pennington back in August 2014. I believe this was like an exhibition fight, but regardless, still beat her. But Tecia Pennington, on the other hand, of course, she has evolved since then. She's 13-7. She has an even height with Carla Esparza, and she has 1 KO win, 1 submission win, and 1 decision win. She's never been finished in the UFC. All of her losses have come by decision. She's 2-3 in her last 5. Currently on that 2-fight losing streak to Mackenzie Dern and Tabitha Ritchie, both of them by split decision. So it's not like she's getting dominated out here. She's coming very, very close to beating these, top of the division girls. So I think she has a better boxer. She has extremely good scrambles. For Carla Esparza, yes, she's going to get Tecia on the ground, but Tecia she's not one of these fighters who just, I'm on the ground now, let me just lay on my back and let the round finish so I can start back on the feet. No, Tecia Pennington, she scrambles, she gets back up to the feet. She doesn't let herself stay on the ground. Because of that, I think the boxing's better. I think we're going to see a huge ring-rusted Carla Esparza. It's sad because this is Carla Esparza's last fight. And yeah, Carla Esparza definitely has the wrestling advantage here. But like I said, the scrambles, I think the boxing's going to be too much for Carla. Give me a 29-28. Maybe Carla can win one of these rounds based off the wrestling and control time, but give me Tecia Pennington by a 29-28 decision win. Let's go down. Light heavyweight division, Ryan Spann versus Ovince St. Preux. This fight was supposed to happen back, I think, on the Burns versus Brady card. It got pushed back to here. Ryan Spann, 21-10. He has a height advantage. And he has 6 KO wins, 12 submission wins, and 3 decision wins. He has lost by KO 4 times, submission 3 times, and decision 3 times. Currently on a 3-fight losing streak. 2 of those 3 fights, though, have been by finish. The other one was a decision loss to Anthony Smith, just because this guy has, terrible IQ. Literally one of the worst fight IQs in the UFC. Both of these guys, 2 of the most inconsistent fighters in the UFC. It's hard to pick either one of them because they're so inconsistent. But Ryan Spann definitely has a worse IQ. He has better technique on the feet than Ovince St. Preux. I'm not going to lie. He has some good straights. And I think those straight right hands can be very useful against Ovince St. Preux when he has these looping overhands. But, Ryan Spann could be a little bit too patient this fight, and mixed with that bad fight IQ, there's a possibility he does lose a decision to Ovince St. Preux. But Ovince St. Preux, 27-17, he does have that reach advantage, and he's won by KO 12 times, submission 8 times, and decision 7 times. He has lost by KO 5 times, submission 3 times, and decision twice. Again, 2-3 in his last 5. He's 41 years old. He's slowing down throughout the end of his career. He has some pretty powerful but sloppy striking. And because of that, the sloppy striking, I think, Ovince St. Preux is going to come in here with a looping hand, and Ryan Smith is going to counter him with a straight down the pipe. I'm seeing a Ryan Spann KO, but don't be surprised if, that bad fight IQ, him being too patient, plays into effect, and we see an Ovince St. Preux decision win. But give me second round KO win for Ryan Spann. Let's go into these prelims now. Middleweight division, César Almeida taking on Ihor Potieria. César Almeida, 5-1 in the UFC, 4 KO wins, and 1 decision win. He's only lost by decision back against Roman Kopylov, and that was a split decision. This guy, he's an elite level kickboxer. We did see he did have a little bit of a weakness to the ground game from his last fight against Roman Kopylov, but Roman Kopylov and Ihor Potieria are 2 completely different fighters. And in my opinion, the UFC is giving him a very, very favorable rebound fight in this fight against Ihor. Ihor, he's 20-6. He does have the height and the reach advantage. He has 9 KO wins, 6 submission wins, and 5 decision wins. He has lost by KO 4 times, submission once, and decision 1 time again. And he is 2-3 in his last 5. He's a decent striker with okay footwork. He doesn't have much of a ground game, and because of that, if we're going strictly based off strike for strike, César Almeida is gonna viciously KO this man. That's what I think is gonna happen. Like I said, this is a very favorable matchup for César Almeida, an elite level kickboxer who has already beat the champion who is fighting this Saturday in kickboxing, Alex Pereira. He has a win over that guy. Give me a highlight reel KO round number 1 for César Almeida. Like I said, I think there's going to be a stupid amount of finishes on this card. Let's go down to the women's strawweight division. Marina Rodriguez versus Iasmin Lucindo. Now, Marina ranked number 6 in the strawweight division. She's 17-4. She has that height advantage. She does have 7 KO wins, a submission win, and 9 decision win. But she has lost by KO 1 time and decision 3 times. She's 2-3 in her last 5 fights. The last time she did fight was a split decision loss to Jessica Andrade back at UFC 300. She does have some good, straight, textbook level strikes, good kicks, good knees, but she does tend to let herself get bullied in that octagon. She does fight on the back foot a lot. And against Lucindo, number 14th ranked, 16-5, she does have the reach advantage. She has 8 KO wins, 3 submission wins, and 5 decision wins. She has lost by KO 1 time, submission twice, and decision twice. She's currently on a 3-fight win streak. She's a good prospect in the strawweight division. She is a very aggressive, powerful striker with some okay grappling. Definitely her hands is the strong point in her game. And Marina Rodriguez lost a split decision, but still lost a decision to Jessica Andrade. I think Lucindo is a faster and, pretty similar, throws the same kind of strikes as Andrade. Maybe power for power, Andrade is slightly stronger, but I think they're about even. So if we're going off that, she's a faster, just as strong version as Andrade. I could see a Lucindo KO here. I could 100% see that, but it's women's MMA at the end of the day. Give me a 30-27, pretty dominant decision win here for Lucindo. Let's go down welterweight division. One of the better fights on this card, Stephen Thompson taking on Joaquin Buckley. Now, I see a lot of people talking about this fight, and I don't think I've seen a single person talk about this fight the way I'm going to break this fight down. Now, Wonderboy, he's ranked number 9 in that welterweight division, 17-7. He has a height advantage. Surprisingly, though, doesn't have the reach advantage. He has 8 KO wins, 1 submission win, and 1 decision win. He has lost by KO 1 time, submission 1 time, and decision 5 times. Again, 2 and 3 in his last 5 fights, but those are all against, the most top of the top in this welterweight division. Gilbert Burns, this is one of the prime Gilbert Burns, Bilal Muhammad, and then Shavkat, the top of the welterweight division. And, this boy is elite at distance management and footwork, and the striking alone of Stephen Thompson is, you could say, the best in the welterweight division. Let's go down. Joaquin Buckley, ranked number 11th, 19-6, and he surprisingly does have that reach advantage. He has 13 KO wins, 0 submission wins, and 6 decision wins. He's lost by KO 4 times and decision twice. He's currently on a 4-fight win streak, and ever since he's went up in weight, he's on that win streak. He looks really good at this welterweight, I'm not gonna lie. And he has a very good pressure-heavy style, which I think is terrible for a Wonderboy fight. You're telling me someone who's very pressure-forward, wants to swing and bang, is going to do good against Wonderboy, who has some of the best distance management, best footwork. You're telling me that pressure-heavy style is going to work against Wonderboy? I don't think so. I think Joaquin Buckley is going to get fucked up on the feet for the first round. I think easily Wonderboy's winning the first round. Easily. So then after that, Wonderboy is going to go to Buckley and be like, so you're a wrestler now. Because Joaquin Buckley is going to take down Wonderboy after he realized he had 0 success in that first round and win the second and third round after that. Decision win. Joaquin Buckley forced to use the wrestling just because the striking of Wonderboy is next level. I don't think anyone has better striking than Wonderboy. And yeah, will Buckley lose some fans for this performance? Most likely. Maybe he can save it on the mic, because I guarantee he's going to go into this fight saying, I'm not going for a single takedown. I'm going to knock out Stephen Thompson. We'll see after the first round. Let's get into this main card now. Absolutely stacked. And realistically, there's 2 women's fight on this main card. Both of them are pretty decent. Let's go into this middleweight division. Roman Dolidze taking on Kevin Holland. Roman Dolidze ranked number 10. He's 13-3. He has 7 KO wins, 3 submission wins, and 3 decision wins. He's only lost by decision, and right now he's 1-2 in his last 3. And those losses have came from Marvin Vettori and Nasruddin Imavov. Dolidze's a good pressure fighter with some pretty sloppy hands, and I think he has some underrated takedowns, I'm not gonna lie. But Kevin Holland, ranked number 15th, 26-11. He does have the height and reach advantage. He has 14 KOs, 8 submissions, and 4 decision wins, but he has lost by KO 1 time, submission 3 times, and decision 7 times. He's 1-2 in his last 3 fights, and those are against Jack Della Maddalena and MVP, some of the best strikers in that welterweight division. But going into this middleweight, Kevin Holland is gonna do some disgusting things to Roman Dolidze, but that's only if Kevin Holland decides to show up in this fight. If he doesn't decide to show up, we're gonna see a Roman Dolidze 29-28 decision win. But if Kevin Holland decides to show up in this fight, he can 100% catch Roman Dolidze and knock him out, because like I said, Roman Dolidze is pretty sloppy with his hands, and there is definitely room in there for Kevin Holland to connect, definitely room in there for Kevin Holland to counter him. And I do think Kevin Holland can scramble up against his feet. I think Kevin Holland can stuff some takedowns. Give me Kevin Holland by a KO win here. And again, that's only if the right Kevin Holland comes into this fight. If not, give me Roman Dolidze by a boring decision. Let's go down to the women's bantamweight division. Ketlen Vieira taking on Kayla Harrison. Now, this is a hard fight for Kayla Harrison, regardless of what you think of her. Ketlen Vieira, ranked number 2, 14-3. She has a reach advantage. She has 2 KO wins, 4 submission wins, and 8 decision wins. She has lost by KO 1 time and decision 2 times. Her only KO loss was to Irene Aldana back in 2019. Since then, hasn't been finished. But even then, she hasn't even gotten a finish. since 2016 to Sarah McMahon, but she's a good striker, good Muay Thai. I don't think she has the power to finish someone like a Kayla Harrison. Definitely the biggest hole in her game is going to be the ground game, but on the feet, she can definitely hang with Kayla Harrison and could even beat her on the feet. I'm not going to lie, but Kayla Harrison, ranked number 3 in this women's bantamweight division, 17-1. She does have an even height to Ketlen Vieira, but she has 6 KO wins, 7 submission wins, and 4 decision wins. Her only loss is a decision loss before she was even in the UFC because she just made her debut to Holly Holm at UFC 300. And what do we not know about Kayla Harrison? She has a good pressure, heavy wrestling style. I think Kayla Harrison is going to take this girl down, cut her up with some nasty elbows. I could see her even finishing her with some elbows. But at the end of the day, I think look at these two girls and tell me which one is beating the other one. Look at them first. You can't tell me Kayla Harrison is going to take down Ketlen Vieira and knock her out. Give me second round, TKO, elbow cut up, blood everywhere by Kayla Harrison. Let's move down. Bantamweight division. Jose Aldo taking on Mario Bautista. Jose Aldo ranks number 10, 32-8, has the height advantage. Also has 17 KO wins, 1 submission win, and 14 decision wins. Has lost by KO 4 times, submission once, and decision 3 times. His only loss in 4 years was to Merab Dvalishvili. Since then, he came back, schooled Jonathan Martinez. This guy's an elite level striker with one of the most underrated takedown defenses. Go rewatch the Merab fight. Merab didn't land a single takedown on Jose Aldo. I'm telling you, he has an underrated takedown defense game that a lot of people have forgotten about. Going into Mario Bautista, ranked number 11th. 14-2. He has a reach advantage, 3 KO wins, 6 submission wins, and 5 decision wins. He has lost by KO and submission 1 time each. He's on a 6-fight win streak. And in my opinion, this guy is a worse version of Merab. He has a heavy grappling style with, good takedowns, decent takedown defenses, good output, but this boy's striking is horrendous. It's terrible defense and offense. Good cardio, but when you're fighting someone with such an elite level fighter as Jose Aldo, and you have terrible striking, and you don't have the wrestling, in my opinion, Mario Bautista doesn't have the wrestling to be able to take down Jose Aldo. And because of all of that, I think Jose Aldo's getting a knockout win here. Mario Bautista, someone who has never lost by decision. Again, very high output guy with bad striking defense. There's positions to be caught in. I think Jose Aldo's putting this boy's light out. Give me Jose Aldo, round 2 KO. Title shot after that. Let's go down. Women's bantamweight division, the co-main event. We got Raquel Pennington taking on Julianna Peña. Of course, Pennington, the champion, 16-9. She has the height advantage, 1 KO win, 4 submission wins, and 11 decision wins. She's lost by KO 1 time, submission 1 time, and decision 6 times. She's currently on a 6-fight win streak. Last loss back in 2020 to Holly Holm. In this fight, she's going to be the better striker. I'm not going to lie. She's going to have, okay groundwork in my opinion. In my opinion, Raquel Pennington's better everywhere than Julianna Peña, except for maybe like output and cardio. Maybe then Peña's better, but Julianna Peña ranked number 1, 12-5. Has the reach advantage. She has 3 KO wins, 5 submission wins, and 3 decision wins. She's lost by KO 1 time, submission twice, and decision twice. But she hasn't fought in 2 years, which is a big red flag. Plus, she has like a really weird but effective striking style. If we go tism for tism, she's probably right up there. But I don't know how. It's a very effective style outside of like Amanda Nunes' second fight. Outside of that, it was completely useless. But she has decent takedowns. But like I said, Raquel Pennington's just better everywhere. However, this shit is 100% scripted. Julianna Peña is losing this fight, but it's scripted. Mark my words, it will be a 49-48 split decision win for Julianna Peña, which is one of the biggest robberies in this sport. But let's go down to the light heavyweight division. The main event, Alex Pereira versus Khalil Rountree. Pereira, obviously the champ, 11-2. He has the height and the reach advantage. He has 9 KO wins and 2 decision wins. And he has a single KO and submission loss. Currently on a 4-fight win streak. This is his third title defense of the year, I believe. His only decision in the UFC was against Jan Blachowicz. This boy, he's an elite level kickboxer with insane timing. I don't know if there's much more you need to know about Alex Pereira that you don't know about him. Let's go down to Khalil Rountree. Number 8th ranked, 14-5, 9 KO wins and 4 decision wins. He has lost by KO twice, submission once, and decision twice. Currently on a 5-fight win streak. 4 of those 5 fights have been by KO. And his last loss was back in 2021 against Marcin Parachnio. And that was via decision. Now, Khalil Rountree has some good leg kicks. And honestly, probably if I had to actually think about it, the best, textbook level striker Pereira has fought at light heavyweight. But even if this is the best striker Pereira has fought at light heavyweight, like I said, this guy has some insane timing. He's knocking out Khalil Rountree in the second round. Honestly, he's knocking him out in the first. If he gets past the first 2 minutes, Khalil Rountree, I'll be very surprised. Give me Alex Pereira, under 2 minutes, KO win. And yeah, a very KO heavy card. I'm not gonna lie, I could see a lot of these fights ending in KO. Hopefully that does happen because I love when we get a very high level KO centered fight card. But you guys have to let me know in the comments below, how excited are you guys for UFC 307? At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed with the fights on this card, but I think they're gonna live up to expectation. I think this is gonna be one of the better UFC pay-per-views we've had this year. If you guys have watched to the end of the video, you might as well leave a like on this video and subscribe. Those post notifications turn on so you never miss any of these rare prediction videos, rare matchmaking videos, just rare videos in general. And yeah, boys, there's really not that much else left to say except for I will see you guys in my next video.